Hello. Didn't mean to go live to this music, but I've been vibing to it for a bit. I thought, why not? So hello to anybody in the chat. My name is Josh. I'm 1/4 of Empirical training. Looks like we've got 0 viewers. Hello. Didn't mean to go live to this music, but I've been vibing to it for a bit. I thought, why not? So hello to anybody in the chat. Hey. So, welcome to the Empirical Training live stream. My name's Josh. I'm 1/4 of Empirical Training. I can tell you all about Empirical Training if you want to know about who we are, but I think some people, you might have seen us before on, we have a podcast that goes out here on YouTube. We have TikTok, Instagram, where we share knowledge about cybersecurity. Our origin story is for initially colleagues, ended up being friends who all started cybersecurity for pretty unorthodox journeys. One of us was a professional footballer, semi-professional before he got dropped, RIP. I was going into law after studying that and looking at and studying ancient history in uni, so kind of no relevant skills whatsoever. And then my mate AJ was going to be a bus driver. Nah, that's not quite true. He had a lot of ambitions to go into cybersecurity. He's actually the one who got me on this path. And what we're trying to do is get people also on that path. People who, might be thinking, I fancy a career change. I like sitting at home at my desk. I wish I had a job that was fully remote. I wish I had a career rather than a job. And that's really what we're here to facilitate, right? We have a lot of stuff going on to help people get into cybersecurity. We really want to see people thrive, people succeed, because we've had a great ride. We're hoping that other people do too. So, hello, Pierre. I can see Pierre, the first member, is here. So interestingly, it's shown as 0 viewers, but I can see you in the chat, so I'm getting used to this. Let me know if it sounds weird, if there's anything you think, hey, Josh, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you playing music to us? In fact, that's what I was doing when we first started. I don't know. Here's the radio station I was listening to. If anyone's after some good music, the NTS radio, NTS.live, superb music. They have all sorts. If this isn't your thing, they definitely have a load of other stuff. I don't know how that sounds with the balance of my voice, so I won't do it. But great to have you on board, Pierre. Pierre, I know you know who we are. We've seen Pierre's been a part of our community for quite some while. It's really great to have you joining all the things you do join, seeing you so regularly, really becoming a part of the furniture. Gonna miss you when you have to take a little hiatus, which I believe is coming up. No further comment on that. So yeah, ask me anything. Ask me about where I got my hat from. Ask me about cybersecurity. Ask me about life. I'm gonna just kind of be chilling on my computer for the next hour. That's the logic. I didn't want to put much pressure on this. My life's hard enough. I work a full-time cybersecurity role. Currently in kind of technical product marketing is my official title. Because I'm on the technical side, though, I straddle a few different things. My background being as a security analyst, I make sure the marketing is kept honest, but I also do a lot of the kind of front-end engagements. I do a lot of conferences, I do a lot of webinars, I do a lot of talks, I'm a guest on podcasts, and that's what I do is my actual work, right? I think we do this as a passion hobby. We do this for fun. It is good fun. Shout out to AJ, Robbie, and Vaughan for keeping us all on this journey, because heaven knows I wouldn't be doing it if I was on my own. It simply wouldn't be fun, and I simply would have died a death a long time ago. So, anything people want to talk about? Otherwise, I'm just going to start flicking through things. I might even have a look at some of the chat. Port mirroring. So I would use port mirroring when I'm doing network IDS stuff. So if I want to mirror my network traffic, Pierre, so let's say if I'm doing, the cat is asleep on my webcam right now and it's slowly moving. I don't know if you can tell, he's got his head rested on it. But yeah, port mirroring is more about the network traffic packet capture, so you can mirror all that, send it to an IDS appliance. Zero-to-Senior is probably the best one out there. It's open source as well, which basically matches the network traffic against signatures, so it can look for stuff in the headers, can look for dodgy IP addresses that are sending information to and from you, or it can look for actual content in a request. So web apps, web attacks are the most common targeted assets. You can see anything there. You see get request, post request, whatever they're sending across the wire, you can capture that. So it really gives you the visibility that logs don't sometimes. To give you an example of that, Pierre, if you're looking at your login, if you're trying to identify, maybe I should illustrate some of what I'm talking about. I'm not quite ready to go on paint like pirate software is, but let's look at network IDS, Suricata. And can you see this all right? I've got a 4K monitor, so I might need to enlarge things slightly. All good. So essentially, this allows you to reflect the traffic no matter where it is. So you can do port mirroring at a Snort is very similar. Snort has kind of been overtaken by this. In my company, we are currently looking at migrating ourselves away from Snort onto Suricata. Top of my head, I can't remember the exact perks, but the general direction of travel, Suricata allows for better visibility, better analytics. I can't remember why. It might be something to do with multiplexing. I might be wrong. Multiplexing, where you put multiple packets in one kind of stream, that can be really difficult sometimes for us to decipher which request and response belong to who. But back to my point of kind of, if we look at, let's look at a web request log, see if we can get an example of that. Let's enlarge this for everybody. What are we looking for here? Those look just like, okay, you can kind of see this. This isn't like a log to me. That looks like hex. We've got the full packet capture there. So typically a HTTP noggin, this is a good example. Can you see that all right? Bigger it. Oh, we'll use the image over here. So this basically, it will capture the request. That's the main thing to know. Open image in new tab. There we are. So it captures the request. So I can kind of see here why is this kind of truncated? I swear they had more of this a second ago. So I can see the method is get. I can see the user agent, and I might be able to see. I see there's kind of the top of the request as well. So it doesn't look like we really have it here. Maybe there's not much here. The path is nothing, but the path would be like let's say /facebook.com/jboy. That's not my username, but it could be. That will let you know. So what kind of accessing? If they put a post request, so difference between a post and a get request, for those who might not know, is the get request, you kind of have it all in this string. So basically this is the get request. You see all these things here. I don't know if I should teach people how to kind of exploit things. I don't know what YouTube's rules are. For educational purposes, definitely, but let's not get specific. But if, say, this was a URL, say I knew there was something that exists in Learn Microsoft in one of their pages, so we've got PNG's just image, but say we had a PHP module in here, I might think, let's try some PHP exploits, and I could actually write out my kind of exploit, which would normally look like a lot more kind of command injection code. If the request isn't sanitized properly, if it hits the back end of the thing I'm trying to target, then it will execute that. And I would see that from login here. I would see that in the path, so I'd see exactly what they did, what they attempted to do. But if they did a post request, so see method get, method post, you see this bit, the where I'm kind of the top URL. You wouldn't see the extra bits that I'm kind of sending to. So when you do a login, that normally shows you kind of where you're logging into. Let's try and think of, I don't want to expose myself. You've got to be careful on a live stream that I don't go in. What's something I never log into? I guess I haven't logged into Facebook. Let's go to Twitter. I've had Twitter for a while, or X as it's called. So if I go to the login page, I get this flow/login. My username and password wouldn't appear here. If there was a get request, it'd actually appear in the post, which is in the kind of the body of the request. So a layer of less visibility. It's not really too much to do with security. But my point here is, if this was a post request, you wouldn't see this at all. You wouldn't see the what I actually sent. So I would miss the attack. Even more importantly, I wouldn't see the response. So I know that I sent maybe a login request to something. I don't know if it's 200 OK. I don't know if it's 404 not found. And that's fine for login request actually, because I can look at the logs and I can see who logged into the machine. But it's not fine for an SQL injection. I can't see what was returned, if any data was leaked or any kind of stack trace information. So that's why we use network monitoring as well. So sorry, Pierre, I'm looking back. You use Snort on pfSense? Yeah, no, I mean Snort, by all intents and purposes, it's very similar to Ikata, but you might want to look at kind of upgrading. This, I do believe this is where the direction of travel is for the industry at the moment. Let's work out why. But I used to have a book in the SOC that I started off that was like the big Bible of Snort. But I do love the image of Snort with the. Oh look, there's some pictures here. That logo is way better than Suricata. I'll give it that. So let's look at this one. First one that comes up: Suricata versus Snort. Okay, so here's one of the benefits, the IPS capability. So you can actually use it to do network detection and response. So I know that Snort just monitors, doesn't take action, but we could actually block stuff. So there's a level of kind of like almost firewall function here. So IPS, intrusion prevention system, versus IDS, intrusion detection system. They both do deep packet inspection. They are both 3. It's not really a comparison, this, is it? It's a bit too much detailed, but the multi-threaded, this was the thing I was kind of talking about, right? It's just more efficient. If you do get a DDoS attack, for example, where people are just firing their bot army at your appliance or at your web server, and you've got kind of Snort set up, then it the cat's gone so cute. Let me show you this, chat. There he is. So we have the kitty. He loves to. He's not normally allowed up there. I would never let him on top of my computer before because I don't want all the hair getting in there, but I think he's worked out that today I've got other things on my mind. Sorry, kitty, I got to put that back where your head is, I know. Oh man, should have messed up the camera just to show the kitty. Cool. So 3 viewers. Whoa, hit a new peak. For those who just joining now, if you don't know me, I'm Josh. I'm 1/4 of Empirical Training. We're talking things cybersecurity today, but if I get bored, I'm just going to play some Pokemon or something, and we can still talk security. But so far, I've had some good questions. We've been Googling a few bits, looking at the kind of request logging and versus IDS requests. Here's my kitty. The kitty is called Celsig. He doesn't like cybersecurity, but he's a great cat. He will let you do almost anything to him, so you can just put him upside down. But also, he might start ripping the cables out the back of my machine. He does that sometimes when he wants my attention, and he's not getting it beyond this for the next 45 minutes. So, again, new person joined. If you don't know who we are Empirical Training. We are kind of a cybersecurity education organization. Basically, 4 friends who work in cybersecurity who are trying to share how good a career it is and kind of trying to remove the stigma of it's really hard to get into and it's really scary, because it is scary. I was terrified day one, genuinely terrified, and not just day one, terrified for a lot of my early career, because I didn't think I knew enough. It feels like everybody knew everything, and I felt like I didn't, and I found it really hard to know where to look, and so I was just trying to absorb as much as possible. I had some great mentors who kind of directed me, hey, look at this, hey, here's some educational resources I've found. Here's, say, they were studying for things like SANS, so SANS certifications, which are quite advanced, but they'd feed me some of the easier bits of it as they were going through, and just generally being someone I could ask the stupid questions to. And that's really what this format is, right? Ask the stupid questions. I might play some stupid games. It's pretty relaxed. There are no stupid questions. There are no wrong answers. Well, there are wrong answers. But I won't give. I'll try to avoid giving you any wrong answers. And it's okay to say you don't know, right? That's also where I've seen a lot of analysts fall down, is when they refuse to say they don't know. It's okay to not know things in security, because security moves fast so quickly. Let's look at. If we look at the Zero-Day project, for example, so this is Google's Zero-Day project. I'm not sure they're maintaining it anymore, but I used to like it a lot. I think, it looks like they've really kind of chilled it out. But this was a great repository at showing you the latest exploits that are being developed all the time. So let's look instead at... So look at these. These are some of the exploits that were exploited in the wild last year. That was 0 day. So 0 day meaning there's been 0 days since it was announced, since the vendor who has the vulnerability in their system knows about it. So to use a kind of metaphor, right? there's a burglar who's able to get into your house through a little tunnel they've made. You don't know the tunnel exists. You don't even know that they're kind of in there, and they keep using that tunnel, sneaking in. They might also use the tunnel on someone else's house who also might be vulnerable to this tunnel. That's a 0 day. The day you find out about it, the day the community finds out about it, it's technically no longer is a 0 day, although we'll still refer to it as one because it had been one. And we all start doing mitigations, writing detections, trying to kind of stop them. So because these things are so new, often everyone's scratching their head like, oh, we've never seen this before. And it means that the 0 days are really attractive. They've been used more and more, discovered more and more because they're so new. You can't really defend against them, which is why attackers always have this kind of advantage. It's like Tom and Jerry. They are Jerry, we are Tom, and you all know how that one ends if you've seen those cartoons. But yeah, this is a summary of said report. Let's look at let's look at the Mandiant blog, and we just get an example. I know about there's a checkpoint VPN exploit I was researching the other day. So it's a little bit dated. 12 days. The average time it takes to patch is like a month, maybe 10 days, 15 days for critical, but that's if you're good. So this will still be being exploited actively. But Census, I'm not so sure about them. Have they got proof of concept? I want a proof of concept. I want to see. This is the thing with this as well. You've got to look at. So if I look at kind of check Bleeping Computer or somebody, I like Bleeping Computer, but they're probably not going to have the exploit that I'm after. There might not be a proof of concept. I might be looking for something that doesn't exist. But a proof of concept is an example of the cat sat in the way of chat. Sat in the way of. The proof of concept would show me. This is showing me how to prevent it instead. It would show me what it would look like, what that exploit looks like, and we might be seeing this scratching our heads. When we first see this in our SOC, then we all kind of jump towards it and work out what is going on. So look at this checkpoint one, for example. So this is in VPN. SSLs being the encryption technology used for the VPN. We're seeing a lot more VPN exploits this start of this year, like loads. I think we're going to see VPN exploitation as being a big thing when we look back on the year next year. Because a lot of people, organizations I'm talking about, not personal people, will put their stuff behind a VPN, and they might assume that they're safe then, thinking, yeah, we've got MFA, we've got all the kind of password policies, identity access management things we need. No one's going to be able to log in without the credentials, and we aren't worried about insider threats. But then they don't realize, hey, you can exploit the VPN, you can bypass authentication, and it looks like in this way it's allowed to access the reader download file. So actually, this looks like, I'm guessing it's going to be to download the password hashes, so you can actually then crack them offline to kind of get in. I wonder if it can bypass MFA. Let's see if there's any mention of MFA. MFA would be a mitigation for this, and MFA is an obvious one. But sometimes there was one recently, I forget where you could chain to, you could steal the credentials, dump them, crack them offline, so you're not triggering any alarms for like kind of online brute force attacks. They're really noisy, and you're gonna have to take like thousands, if not more, hundreds of thousands of attempts to kind of guess the password. And there might be a lockout thing as well. If you do it offline, no such problem. And then be able to bypass the MFA token, that's real bad, right? But hey, organizations who don't have MFA on their things, sometimes you think, hey, what did you expect? So back to chat. So do you use AdGuard? I don't. I used to use some of the ad blocking things. Do you know what? As I've gotten more into security, I get more and more paranoid about these things. And if I can't spend the time to maybe take it apart a little bit and play with it, I don't take it all apart, but if I just do a bit of research, I actually don't know much about AdGuard. Most advanced ad blocker. The thing with ad blockers is because they kind of run in your browser. The browsers are really powerful, right? You can do cross-site scripting attacks. You can maybe be a keylogger hidden in there. And if I don't trust it enough, or don't have the kind of energy to take it apart, then I might not use it. And I'm not saying AdGuard is one of these things at all. I'm just saying I would rather watch an ad on something, see my YouTube algorithm now and see how weird I may or may not be. I just watch the ads or skip them. There's 5 seconds
Spending
of my
more
life
time on IT tutorials than actual
safer.
IT work? Go to Atera.com.
Luke here at the Outdoor Boys YouTube.
That's what I would do. So hope that answers your question. I'm not saying AdGuard is bad. I know that I used to have ad blocker years ago, and I know that they're getting smart and they kind of eat up your CPU if you run one of those on, say, YouTube. So that's an interesting one. 5 viewers, new peak. So people joining. My name is Josh. I'm 1/4 of Empirical Training. We manage this community, this cybersecurity community. Hope you can see that. This is our gold tier. We also have a free version right here, where basically we are showing people about cybersecurity. We are introducing them to basic cybersecurity concepts. So we do that in our kind of classroom. We've gone for some gamification recently. So actually create a kind of journey, the dawn of the cyber protectors. It's kind of cheesy, but it's kind of fun as well. And we've got a lot of plans in the work to create kind of like biohacking modules, where say if you learn something about threat hunting, for example, we'll give you like a cyber eye implant that allows you to proactively trawl through data and look for unidentified threats, something like that is top of your head. For the response piece, we could give you an actual kind of like bionic arm that kind of extends into a Swiss Army knife that'd actually be better for an attacking tool like Cobalt Strike, maybe. But containment, maybe a big hammer, the host isolation hammer. See what I mean? Just trying to make it quite fun. Trying to make it accessible. That's the big thing for us with cybersecurity. Excuse the cat's butthole. And so this is a lot of people go through these. We have this will help you go through cyber certifications. We have tips on where to go for some of the recommended ones we do. So A+ is a great place to start for CompTIA. Vaughan will walk you through the kind of syllabus and some bits about there. And we point to things like Professor Messer, who already has great free training on there. We didn't feel the need to kind of reinvent the wheel when he's doing that. But we do in our gold tier actually have some of our own. I tease this. So these are some of our own cybersecurity analyst masterclass, where we actually have an incredible amount of information about CompTIA and Microsoft Cert, as well as loads of stuff about our own. Introduction to SIEM is done by Robbie. You'll see him popping up there. He didn't use my template I made him for this PowerPoint. Anyway, and if you go far enough, you'll see me. I think I am in. Oh man, there's so much stuff here. SIEM data collection, that's where you'll find me. So here I am, and here's a kind of example of the course that is hidden. So we're still, for all of our kind of our gold members, but for that's the only thing that's premium. We give a bit more time to those people. Oops, because we have more time to dedicate. But the free tier is where it's at as well. We got 1.7 thousand members here. We used to have Discord, which was popping off. School, I kind of like it. I kind of like it, but it's also, I think, a little bit, it's not as natural as Discord to engage in, but we're getting there. We're getting people, so we will add in little information about anyone. So when we see a brand new attack, anyone got some information, often people kind of give us information about that so we can collaborate on working out what's gone on. We have sneak peeks of what we're building. People are asking for help. So what's the cheapest way to get into cybersecurity is what this guy is kind of asking. So we have an actual kind of course on that. If I had zero, I would do this. It's a post that AJ made. And so if we click on that, you can see he's showing. So if I had $0, here's what I would do. Because for us, it matters more that people get into cybersecurity. That's the most important thing. We think it's a valuable and worthwhile career, and we want to support people. We've helped people create their CVs. We've helped put people in contact with recruiters, and we've helped get them certifications at a discount rate, as well as offer them our own certification if that's the pathway that's right for them. So that's enough of the kind of, I wouldn't call it a sell. I'm not here to sell. I'm here to chill out. I'm here to play games. I'm here to answer questions. Typically from Pierre at this point, but welcome to the stream. This is the first of many. Love your feedback, and I will take requests. I will answer any questions you throw at me. I will mess about. I will play Pokemon at some point. Got my Game Boy emulator that I loaded up earlier. I thought that'd be a nice easy game to kind of start with. And with the lack of Borg resistance, yep, we will be the Borgs. So AJ went ahead and that's with doing the Defenders stuff. I do really like it, but I have this. I love old stuff. I love ancient history. Like my books back there will almost always be about Romans or Greek, sometimes Persian level history. I have an idea for a kind of Knights of the Round Table type of thing for cybersecurity that we may or may not see in the future. It's a little bit difficult to kind of map it to kind of swords and shit like that, but I think I can do it. Imagine kingdoms where there's general walls of fire embodying the firewalls around the different kingdoms. They're all at peace, and then stuff starts happening, attacks start happening, and we basically work out that it's kind of essentially metaphors for cybersecurity attacks. I don't want to give too much away, but that's a plan that I'm kind of got in the back burner if I ever get the time. Let's go for any Pokemon fans in the chat. Anyone? Let me know how the audio is. If that's too loud compared to me, let's move that. Actually, that is too loud. I can tell that's too loud. It's too loud in my ears. So I'm gonna play a little bit of Pokemon. If anyone does ask any questions, I will jump off and I will go on and show you kind of my methodology to finding things out, some visual aids as well. Whatever you want to talk about, I can share some insights of stories I've had in working in a security operations center. One that comes to mind is the Nickryption story, when we all learned never to scan QR codes again because one of our security researchers knitted the kettle. Not a Pokemon fan, Pierre? Well, I hate to break it to you, buddy, but this is one of the best games going. I grew up in the 90s, so this was for me the top dog. Although I haven't mapped my emulator controls. What are the controls? Honestly, I just downloaded this today. I actually have a Game Boy, but where I'd normally play this stuff, but I didn't know how to stream that, so I had to get the virtual version. Hey, kitty, say hello. What's the controls? Yeah, keyboard. Alright. Up, down, Z and A. Okay, I should be able to work that out. That was pretty dumb of me. Put that over there, and can I still play so I can have it to check? Yeah. Start is. So Pierre, you never play Pokemon? Never? Never in your life? I find that hard to believe. Also, on the Borg resistance, this is one of the Borgs sitting over here. Oh, what did you play? Tom Clancy's Hawks? That was one I used to enjoy. Actually, the Star Wars Squadrons was something I played quite recently that I didn't get addicted to it, but I felt like younger me would have. I know some people play the kind of generic flight sim. I'm not sure. That doesn't really appeal to me. Kind of landing a plane with a load of passengers. I might have to get this cat out. He is messing with my camera. In the world that you're about to enter, you embark on a grand adventure with you as the hero. Speak to people. I will speak to people. But yeah, I mean, I know all this. I don't think people will need to care about it. But Professor Oak, this filled me with nostalgia. Jane's? What's Jane's? Sorry. I'm gonna have to get this cat out, I'm afraid. He is messing my camera. BRB. Hey, I'm back. It's Josh, Empirical Training, about to play some Pokemon. I'm also here to answer cybersecurity questions, so please, if you have anything you want me to discuss, anything, I will give my best to help you find the answer, or just make you understand a little bit more about cybersecurity, whether that's in your own personal life, things I would recommend without making you put a tinfoil hat on, because you can get quite paranoid, as I mentioned earlier, or how to kind of start your journey if you're thinking, hey, that is something I might be interested in. How could I actually learn the skills that could be employable? Maybe it's a career change you want to make. But I'm not trying to be too serious. I'll go there if you want to go there. I'm not gonna preach to the choir, Pierre. Great. Professor Oak studies Pokemon. Puss, tell me a little bit about yourself. Pierre, do you want me to call myself Jane? Is that what you were saying? Because I will. I'll be a girl, and I'll call myself Jane. Chat, you got a few seconds to choose someone else. Let's go for JD. Hey, okay. My name is... Was my name just Jay? I thought it was JD. Right, Pierre, as you are the only person I can currently see in chat, I will be making you... Oh, no, you don't see you in chat, do you? Or do you? Maybe you do. Helps me, it's easier if I can have it there as well. Gary! Everyone used to watch Gary the Goat. Absolute goated, pardon the pun. That was one of the best things I used to watch on YouTube. Australian community comedian who got paid with a baby goat, a kid I think they call it, actually baby goat, when for one of his gigs, and he just travelled the country with it, and the goat is hilarious. Have a look. There's a bit of a classic YouTube there. Me and AJ quoted to each other quite a lot. So Pierre, I'm going to call him after you because you have been the most active chat member. Pierre, double R, innit? Yes. Yes, it was Pierre. That's right. I remember now. Oh, gets forgetful. Jay, I'm just Jay. I thought I was JD. Did I delete? Fuck's sake. Sorry for swearing. Sorry for cussing. No need to cuss. So, I mean, Pokemon has a huge place of nostalgia with me, and kind of one of the reasons. So, actually running this in an emulator right now. Hey, Sophie. Just don't worry about wishing you joined earlier. Just glad to have you here. I don't know. Do you like Pokemon? This is what we landed on. I felt it was a nice trip down memory lane for me. Let's talk to our mother. But I will stop it and answer cybersecurity questions. And Pierre and I were looking at stuff earlier. We were kind of going through some of the posts in the chat. We also did a look at how to configure logging, web logging. So I'm happy to look at those. Don't worry, if you can't stay long, it's great to have you here. Thanks for dropping in. We'll be doing this regularly probably. So just like your favorite TV show, it's going to be on every week, 8:30 UK time. Don't know what that is for you in the world. I did have World Time Buddy up here, which not a cybersecurity tip, but this is great. When I have to work with Americans, this helps me work out where things are in the world. But yeah, thanks for dropping in, Sophie. I appreciate it. And if you want, you can name my starter Pokemon, if that's one thing you want to do before you leave. And actually, starter Pokemon is... Which one's the gym? It's this one, isn't it? After you go there, you have to go for here, don't you? I remember it. Oh, fuck off. Oh, sorry for cussing. I don't think I need to see any of this help. I know what to do. I'm a grown man. I play Pokemon. So, the starter Pokemons, they kind of guide you through the Pokemon journey, right? And I guess as your kind of companion, you got an Oak as your advisor. I kind of see Empirical training a little bit like this. Like, I want to be the Charmander to your cybersecurity journey. And we want to see people evolve. Do I want to be the Charmander? Do I want to be the Pokemon trainer? I don't know. I want to come along for the journey. That's what I definitely do know. Well, its ability. So we can go for the fire one, the water one, or the grass one. So if you do know, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander I will pick any of them. I'll check if any of them are shiny first. Can I do that here? Pierre, let me think. See, Pierre, you've turned up already. Here, Jay, there are 3 Pokemon here. Haha, the Pokemon I held inside these Pokeballs. When I was young, I was a serious Pokemon trainer. But now, in my old age, I have only these 3 left. A little bit of Morgan Freeman. Do you know we should get Robbie on these? He does great impersonations. He really does. He's a funny guy. He was great entertainment when I first met him in the work environment. Kept us sane because it was not an easy job, and it was not a well-paid job either. First cybersecurity job, they will probably pay you peanuts, but give it a year. Give it a year, you start to feel it. Give it 5 years, but it's not a quick fix. You know, this is not a get rich quick. Go buy shit coins and crypto. That won't work anymore. And get idiots to buy it too. That's the only way I know. So, Sophie, here's the Charmander. This is the fire one. This is, yeah, as Pierre, who doesn't know Pokemon, I'll tell you, this is kind of the boy, the Charizard, the final evolution, is the top one. Do we want him? No. Unless you tell me we do. 3 viewers, hello, welcome. If you just joined the stream, I am playing Pokemon right now, but really I am a cybersecurity specialist, and so I'm here to help share people information about cybersecurity. If you do have any questions about that, I will gladly answer them and help direct you to resources that can help you out. But in the meantime, yeah, I'm taking it easy. I think almost all people who are cybersecurity are gamers as well. I thought, what a better way than to enjoy hanging out with you guys rather than sit and hit a firewall. Firewalla. I like that. Firewalla. Walla for short. So I guess that means we're going for the fire one. Datarex. Oh, I like that one too. So which one am I picking? 1, 2, or 3? Am I picking... Oh, she shook it. Chat. And which one am I picking? I've got 2 names. Firewalla, that tells me it's probably Charmander. But Datarex, that could be Bulbasaur. I'm going to go for Firewalla, I think, unless you tell me otherwise in this short period of time. Because it kind of reminds me, do you remember, if anyone's played Age of Empires, do you remember the monk that would come and convert you and would go like walla la 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 walla la 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 la. So that's why I like Firewalla. Oh, good point. The dragons. What would a dragon be as a metaphor for cybersecurity, Pierre? If we got firewalls and we had a fire-breathing dragon, there is a lag. I think the lag is part of the process. Excellent. So I'm thinking about that. What would a dragon be in my cybersecurity world, my fantasy cybersecurity world? It comes in, it breathes. It's kind of a destructive malware, isn't it? It's like those. It destroys the whole place, steals the gold. It's a little bit like ransomware, then, except you can't really put it back together with an encryption key after everything's been burnt to death. But it does steal the gold. Let's think. Maybe it's a card skimmer because it steals the gold. Maybe it's just vindictive. I think it's vindictive, you know. It's like when somebody deletes everything and doesn't even hold it to ransom. Maybe they delete. Maybe it's nation state level, right? It's top level creature. This is the most aggressive thing that's going to come. We're talking, I'm not going to point any nation states, but somebody who might want to go and steal all of your sensitive information, your data. That's the gold, and then destroy everything that you should take it away. Take your IP, intellectual property away. Take that data away so you can't use it anymore. Oh, got our first battle. But yeah, what do you think of that idea for the dragon? I guess you could have some friendly dragons too. Maybe what's an ice dragon? Something that a crypto miner, kind of a friendly ice dragon that slows down everything while it gets rich. That's quite a good one, actually. the ice dragon. I may be probably quite small and get a baby ice dragon because I don't think it's fair to have it as big and bad as the big fire breathing dragon that we're gonna call nation state espionage and destruction. I've never had a Pokemon battle before, have you? I've had a Pokemon battle before. I've had many a Pokemon battle in my time. Hey, cheers, Sophie. All the best. I'll put that in chat in case there's lag. Great to see you. Who have we got? 3 concurrent viewers. So I know 2 of you. Well, Sophie's gone, but who the rest of you? Say hello in chat. Hey, don't be shy. You've got a one-way access to me right now. I know if you wanna Google me, Google Josh Davis cybersecurity, you might see some stuff. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I'm out there, so you might see the kind of stuff that I do. Maybe something you want to ask me about to do with cybersecurity. But I used to be a security analyst, used to be a threat hunter. Now I'm less hands-on, I'm more high level, but I do have a great understanding of the kind of latest stuff that's going on in cybersecurity. I work closely with the product team, and I still keep in touch with the analysts and the threat hunters, threat researchers rather, to see what the latest and greatest is. No lag from Pierre. Yeah, I think everyone's machine's different, right? When I watch Screamers, sometimes I notice that. Right, let's just play it easy. Scratch, just damaging attacks. But yeah, and those of you who don't know Empirical Training, we basically want to be your Professor Oak to your Ash Ketchum. We want to help you on your cybersecurity journey, equip you with the right thing. You need a Pikachu or Charmander, whatever it might be. Firewalla, in this case, is who we've got. So we can help you get into the industry if that's what you want to do. Or if you just feel it's interesting. Like, a lot of people don't actually want to work in cybersecurity, but they just want to be more secure. It's a scary world out there, and it's only getting scarier, to be honest. Not trying to push in with fear, uncertainty, and doubt, FUD, but FUD does have a place. We've got to be real, right? Oh, Pierre, you've almost got me, buddy. I'm low on health, but I go first. It's just a scratch battle. Easy win. How can you lose that one? In fact, I've always wondered, is there any value in the growl? I mean, I know in the big kind of competitive Pokemon, they do tend to use those stat up in and down move. I barely use them, and I also don't train IVs because I haven't got the time to work out what IVs were. I'm a casual. I'm a filthy casual. Filthy. Unbelievable. I picked the wrong Pokemon. Jay got 80 quid for winning. Excellent. If you win your prize money, your Pokemon will grow. Yep, that's what it's all about, right? Yeah. Our Pokemon grow, we get better, just like we want you to be on your cybersecurity journey. Good to have a rival. Keeps you honest. Keeps you. Competitiveness is really helpful. Even better to have a buddy like this in your corner. That mentor. So that's what we're trying to be for people who want to get into cyber, and we do have communities for that. So I don't know. If you don't know about them, head over to school.com, that's school with a K /cybersec, and you'll find us, and you'll be able to talk to us not only when I'm streaming, whenever. Got to say that with those trainer tip signs. Trainer tips. So we're very much in Tutorial Island right now. Start to open up the menu. Hey, my Pokeboys. I was watching Source McGavin, if anyone's seen him on YouTube. He's a shiny hunter, claims to be, and I'll give it to him because I know no others. The best shiny hunting Pokemon hunter in the game, and it is the guy's got this. The guy streams every day. I think every day. Maybe he takes one day off. He takes one day off, like more than a 9 to 5, and he just looks for shiny Pokemon. And by that I mean he just restarts his game over and over until that Charmander was shiny, and I think the odds are like 1 to 2,000 to 1 to 8,000 to get them, to them to pop up. That man's got patience. I've never owned a shiny Pokemon in these games, only in okay, let's play Nuzlocke. So Nuzlocke, those rules, I have to catch the first Pokemon I see. I realize I don't have Pokeballs, so actually the Nuzlocke doesn't start yet. No over leveling, but we'll go get a few hits in. And this Rattata is what I used to call this Pokemon for the longest time. Rattata just sounds posh, doesn't it? Rattata. Ratatat. Brup, brup. That's what we should. If we catch a ratata, we'll call him Skitty Pop Pop. Yeah, another great YouTube video. Vanessa Carlton cover of but with the kind of the skew skirt type of noises. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. We can watch this stuff as well. If you hear something you're like, hey Josh, what is that? Let's watch it together. Cool, let's watch it together. I'm here to take your direction. I am not Kaisanat. I am not I Show Speed. I'm just chilling on my computer. Should have talked to that guy. Always should talk to everybody. Lesson in life as well. You talk to people, you don't tend to lose stuff. If anything, you tend to gain stuff. Yeah, how's the quality of the stream been? The audio okay? My voice okay? My background? You know, how is this? This is the first one I've actually done live, so be great to have if anyone's left in the chat. Just what you thought. Hey, maybe what should I do better next time? Because I'm on a learning process. I can turn my mic up as well. Like if you want to hear me a bit more like smooth late night radio, I can do that. I know some people. Some people say it's like my voice. I think it's just a bit different. You've probably not heard this accent before. I'm also kind of somewhere between a few accents. So if you've met Vaughan, heard Vaughan talk, he's very Welsh. He's a proper Valleys boy. He's like, oh, AI, what's happening then? Whereas Robbie and I are probably Robbie's a bit more English. But not, and so am I. We're kind of hybrid Welsh and English. Yeah, Pierre, bloody Pokemon Go. I have that. I don't play it anymore. I played it a lot in the pandemic. I played it when it first came out because I thought it was going to be way cooler than it was. And then I played it in pandemic where I didn't have much to do and I went for walks. Funny story, somebody stole my phone out my hand, cycled past me and nabbed it when I was playing Pokemon Go. And they must have thought, what an idiot. Because I was fully absorbed. I hyper focus on things, and I chased them because I'm not a London boy, and I'm like, you what, mate? Come back here. I almost caught them. Probably a good thing I didn't. Like, what would I have actually have done? End of the day, is it worth getting? Is it worth risking anything for a phone that I can get replaced with my insurance? Nah, it wasn't. So yeah. I mean, I got Ember now, so Ember's gonna make this a lot quicker. Pierre, did you play Pokemon Go? It doesn't sound like it the way you've described it. But yeah, when it first came out, I convinced all my mates to go on a big excursion with me to go hunt these Pokemon. Because if you remember, the advert was like you go on a mountain, there's a Charizard. So it seemed to me the cooler a place you went to, the more kind of obscure, the more off grid you went, the more likely you were to get these kind of legendary Pokemon. You know, I very much Articuno is found in the cave in the middle of nowhere. You got to go through tons of stuff. It made sense to me. Turns out all you had to do was well, I'll say all you have to do. Turns out there was nothing there in those low places. The whole game was based on population density. The more dense population was, the more Pokemon spawned. Bloody hell, that pissed me off. I took all my mates out. They agreed to do it to humour me somewhat. We went on a bit of an excursion. You know, we're not kids. Like, we felt a bit silly. And it sucked. It really did. Nothing happened, and they were kind of all blaming me. And then we got back, but the magic was gone. They were never going to try it again. So I lost my chance to have get my real friends to play it. And yeah, I did play it a little bit, dabbled a bit, because I still love Pokemon. All things Pokemon, you know, they can't go too far wrong. Although I would love to see them try something different. Like Pal World was class for about 2 weeks, and then it got boring. But Mesh, Power Word, and Pokemon, it was everything I wanted from a Pokemon game. It really was. So looks like it's just you and me, Pierre. I think there were a few people here dropped in and out, but hey, thanks for your stamina. It's nice to have at least one person to talk to, although I would have probably just waffled to myself anyway. What are you getting on with? Are you doing some sort of personal projects while you're on here? Are you Are you watching TV? What are you doing, man? I can't imagine you're just watching me. I'm a multitasker, particularly if I'm watching anyone stream, which isn't that often. So, where do I get my first Pokeballs? That's what I want. What a soundtrack as well, by the way. What a soundtrack. Oh, I don't, because I know it's Weedle and Caterpie, and I don't think the chat wants to know about those two types of Pokemon. We want to get ourselves some battles so we can start our Nuzlocke. So, Nuzlocke rules. First Pokemon you see on every route, you got to catch. You can't catch any others. When your Pokemon faints, you release it. So, if Firewalla dies, Firewalla dies. What else are the rules? Are we allowed items? I think we're allowed items. In battle, though, maybe we're not allowed them in battle. Maybe it's just between battles. And no over-leveling, which, to be honest, I don't know what the level bands are. So if I over-level, someone keep me honest. But let's go back to our first Route 1. Hey, pop question. Route or route? Or route? Router or router? I say route, and I say router, which is kind of odd, eh? I also say data sometimes data, sometimes data. Oh shit! Sorry for swearing. That's gonna kill. Oh, I thought I was gonna kill it. Oh, I didn't buy a Pokeball. Man, this is multitasking. All right, we'll just finish him off. Skills for all. Oh man, you made me forget. I was going to play those cybersecurity games, the ones that someone in chat dropped. Let's see. Oh, how do I mute this? I'll just mute it for you guys. You don't need to have Pokemon in the background. I was going to play. We had that post from somebody, which I really liked, and it showed. Was it in the gold or was it in the? Must have been the gold. So somebody, Natasha, said the cybersecurity game. So that's what I was gonna do. I forgot that was what I was gonna do. I wasn't gonna play Pokemon. Let me get out of the Pokemon battle because it's giving me anxiety. And this music's nice. We can have this as our background music. Skills for all. What's that? I'm not sure I'm familiar. I know this. What are they teaching you in endpoint security? And this is what I mean, man. There's so many free courses for your tech jobs. So much stuff that you don't actually have to commit to spending any money if you can't. If you can, it shows you're serious about your education. It does, and sometimes if you pay for them, normally there's a level of assessment that they go through where they'll do an exam. You don't have to go to an exam hall. They used to have a webcam facing you and somebody watches you for an hour. So there's a level of kind of, okay, you did it and you've been tested on it in a closed environment or monitored environment. But to be honest, if you did tons of free ones and you really showed that the volume of free ones was so high, I'd think, hey, this person is serious. Nobody wastes that much time. You gotta ask, because you can write down anything in your CV, right? So it's just about getting that first interview, and they're gonna ask questions. So if they asked you a question about, you say you did one of these, say the one you're doing endpoint security on Skills for All now, and you ask a question about endpoint, a basic one, you can't get it, they're gonna think, and they're gonna not trust anything else. Now, I'm not saying that to put loads of pressure on you. You can get things wrong and demonstrate your skills elsewhere, but don't fake it. Make sure you do these courses to put it on there, and they will get you through the first rounds of the hiring wall, the AI selection bots that now are used all the time. So yeah, we recommend AWS Azure. Got some great ones. I think it's just UPS, so you've seen these. I won't need to show you anything right now. But yeah, those videos were quite interesting. The cybersecurity games. So this is what I'll do next stream. 100%. I'll do this next stream, and we will have a 25 event. See how far we can get. Yep, I forgot to play them. But I'll do it next time. So we've got 5 minutes left. Pierre, appreciate you. Appreciate we probably answered all the questions because you talk to us regularly. Is there anything you want to talk about? Security related or otherwise? Anything you want me to Google? That's a risky, don't get me banned. Have I shown you the news now that I use? This is a great RSS feed for cybersecurity news. You can kind of choose it for anything. Hey, yeah, you got loads of certificates, haven't you, Pierre? I know we've talked before about how demoralizing it can sometimes be when you got all that stuff and you can't quite break down the wow. But it's a tough world out there. I think the job market as well is not great for tech. A lot of redundancies. Although my company's hiring security analysts, unfortunately, only in the Philippines, Mexico, and India right now. The US and UK and Canada, where we also have presence, no open positions right now. But I will let you know if we do have any. Chatted so much, I completely forgot about my tea. Any RuPaul fans? This mug came with the house. But I do love it. If you don't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else? Wise words. And a bit it's green tea and lemon. Green tea and lemon. It's actually quite late to be having a green tea. I meant to have this beforehand so I had energy. And I'll put that down. Where? What certs, the 4 certs you've got, Pierre, what are they in? If you don't mind me asking. What kind of topics have you done? Have you gone really targeted, or have you kind of gone for a scattershot approach? Master of one or jack of all trades? Whew, I'm feeling tired now. We're coming towards the end of the stream, just a short one. I'm going to keep doing this. Hopefully people enjoy it. Hopefully we get a few more engagement. I wasn't expecting much today, and I feel pretty lucky for the people we did have. You identify as Filipino? I didn't know that. Wait, what's a random response? Why are you telling me that? Or was it because I showed RuPaul? RuPaul's not Filipino, is she? I knew she's American. African, yeah. Okay, that's a weird response to the question I asked you, Pierre. I can only imagine there's a lag here. I asked you what certs you have. You told me you identify as Filipino. I was actually in the Philippines not too long ago, Manila. It's good. It's a good place. I need to see it properly though. I just saw Manila. I was in and out, working alongside. I was doing it from work. We worked alongside. I can't say too much, but yeah, we worked alongside some of the security vendors. Again, tinfoil hat coming out. I probably can say it, but you never know. I don't want people to identify anything. So Pierre, I don't know if you want to tell me why you said you identify as Filipino. Otherwise, I'm gonna wrap it up. but I will keep watching the chat. But thank you very much for everybody who came to join. If you watch this recorded, you think, hey, I want to get involved with these guys more, I don't want to wait 1 hour a week, school.com/cybersec. That's right in here. You can see school.com/cybersec. That will get you here. There you can request to be a member, give us some information. Oopsie daisy.